Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for being here October the 25th, 2025. And this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings, 10 to 11, hosted by the gentleman next to me, Mr. Mike Overson with Luminate Bank, right here in the Twin Cities. I'm Ryan O'Neill, and Scott Wolmering with the Minnesota Real Estate Team, Remax Advantage Plus. Scott is off today. Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance, you are here with us. Guys, good to see you. Mike, good to see you, buddy.
Finally made it back.
Finally made it. We've missed you. We've missed you, friend.
I've missed you guys.
What do you got for us today? A lot going on in the mortgage world.
Yep, always a lot going on in the mortgage world. We'll talk about some rates. We'll talk about some predictions. Might be a little bit of surprise of kind of what you see out there. So I'll save the surprise for the live show here, but we will talk about where rates are at now and what the future holds based on some predictions out there. And then we'll answer any questions that come in as well.
Brad,
Mike the Karnak, very nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Look at this visual here. Tall, short. How's that?
You've got you got a lot. You got something interesting for folks today too.
I do. Did you know that you have an insurance score?
An insurance
Oh,
score.
insurance score.
I love it. I did not know that. We've got a lot to talk about with the market, the real estate market. We're going to do a update.
He was so
What if
excited.
you- what if you-
Right on.
If you don't have insurance, do you still have an insurance score?
Yes.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, so you have to have some kind of insurance.
Because part of it, you're leading, spoiling the lead. But yeah, part of it is how many claims you've had, stuff like that.
Okay,
So,
okay.
How you drive.
Yeah.
There it is. I'll see you later, guys.
So we have kind of a rainy Saturday here driving down here. We don't have a little rain, guys. Mike, and a little rain is good.
little rain is good. I'm going fishing tomorrow, so it better not rain tomorrow. If it wants to rain today, fine. Rain today all you want. Tomorrow we gotta have some clear skies.
Did your shoes squeak when you went on the basketball court because of the rain?
I switched my shoes out.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. All right. Well,
So, and I make my kids do it too, right?
You're like a serious basketball
Yeah,
player. Okay.
yeah.
Hey, send a little good vibes for our friend Mr. Scott, who is under the weather, not feeling great. Hope he's back to 100% health soon. So we're thinking of Scott, and we're going live here right now. Again, feel free to share any comments, questions throughout the show. Appreciate all the nice comments. Good morning so far. Really appreciate it. We're going live on air here on CCO. Interrupt us anytime. Well, good morning and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for joining us and thanks for tuning in. October the 25th, 2025. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show, a local real estate show hosted by Mike Overson of Luminate Bank. In studio with us here today at CCO, Scott Wolmering and myself, Ryan O'Neill, with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and Remax Advantage Plus. Hope your weekend is starting off well, everyone. Interrupt us at any point, 612-294-6949, 612-294-6949. It comes right to us in studio. We love to cover all things real estate, mortgage, and today, Brad Sanford Farmers Insurance in studio. We're talking some insurance items as well. Mike, good to see you there, buddy.
Hey, good to see you, Ryan. Good to be back. It's been a while for me.
Has been a while. We have missed you. You've certainly been with us here in spirit. Got to send out a little love to our friend Mr. Scott, who is under the weather here this weekend. Hoping Scott is back to 100% health soon. We're sending lots of good thoughts and prayers his way. Mike, we have missed you, bud. Not the same without you.
It's been a busy fall. I got 3 kids. They're all in sports. I coached 3 football leagues or football teams this fall. So that kept me busy on Saturdays. But now football is over. Basketball has started now. So now I do some basketball stuff, but the schedule is a little different there. So I'll be back on the show a little bit more. I always love coming here.
So I have to give a little shout out to these two gentlemen standing next to me. Both of you were college athletes. Brad, what'd you play? Where at?
I was a wide receiver down in Missouri.
Wide receiver at Mizzou.
Yeah, about 60 pounds ago. Yeah.
That's seriously though. Impressive. And Mike, how about you?
Linebacker at South Dakota State.
Wow.
I used to block guys like him. So, try to take out his knees.
That was probably your favorite job, right?
It was.
As a receiver.
It was, yeah.
And I was a piano player from New Prague.
I never blocked you. Never blocked you at all.
Oh boy. Well, that is pretty impressive. A college athletes, Mike, and now your three with the boys. They've got some future. I have a sneaking feeling, knowing the Overson blood, they've got some some Division I ahead of them, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, they get their height from me, and they get their speed from their mom, so they got a good combo going for them.
Yeah. Hey, interrupt us again any point. 612-294-6949. Mike, first segment, mortgage update. Some good news, it seems like, right?
Yeah, good news is rates have come down to, a lot of people are seeing high 5s and low 6s depending on the loan type and your credit score. But we've reached that level, and the cool thing is we've maintained that level for a while. If we look back at the previous couple years, especially if we look back last fall, we did brush the 5.75 mark for a little bit there, but it was literally around for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it went away, right? And then we were back up in the mid 6s, high 6s for a while. If we look at this year, we've been in the mid to high 6s, earlier in the year. If you look at the last 3 months, we've drifted down now into the high 5s and the low 6s, and we've held it there. We've held it for now probably about 2 months straight almost. And so that's the good news. As far as predictions go, and you can fact check me, you can go on the Google or the Yahoo and search this up. But I started doing some research, or just looking at, what are different places predicting for interest rates coming up here in the future. And I was looking at realtor.com, NAR, Yahoo Finance. I was trying to get off, and get several opinions on that. It seems like the general consensus is, if we look over the next couple of years, that they don't think rates are going to drift any lower than where they're at today. And so the reason why I bring that up is because I know a lot of people are hearing that, hey, the Feds are planning on lowering rates a couple more times this year, and they see that on the news and they hear it there. One thing to know, the Feds do not control mortgage rates. And I don't want people sitting on the sidelines waiting for something that might not come. If there's an opportunity now that makes sense, I would grab it, to be honest with you, because I think waiting, you're just going to be missing out on the savings that you could get today by waiting and not making a move, for down the road.
Yeah, let's hit, before the first break, a real estate update as well here in the Twin Cities. New listings down 4% year over year. 1,343 new properties came on the market. Pending sales also down 5%. 831 accepted purchase agreements. And then the overall inventory is almost identical to last year, very much the same. So the total inventory of homes for sale. The last thought, maybe we can comment after the break. We've talked a little bit about this, but just a commentary I found that says, according to a 2023 American Community Survey, almost 20% of adults aged 25 to 34 lived with a parent or a parent-in-law in 2023. So it's 8.5 million people in the United States. Though that is down from the peak, which was in 2017 of 22%, it is way higher than, for example, in the year 2000, when it was 12%. So a lot more 25 to 34-year-olds living at home right now. Part of what we're seeing with a little bit of the first-time home buyer issues in our market too. I know we're up against our first break, so we'll get some commentary for you guys after the break. Interrupt us, 612-294-6949. Hope your weekend's starting off well. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Mike, I like that interest rate analysis. That's interesting. I mean, a lot of people think rates are coming down. Rates are coming down.
And you never know. I mean, no one ever saw COVID coming and rates dropping down to 2.75, right? I mean, no one saw that coming and it happened. So it's not like it can't happen. It was interesting to me to get the opinions of a bunch of, big name financial, whatever throughout the country here, and them thinking that basically it's going to just stay flat for the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, last year you predicted they would come down into the fives again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing you say that. I thought, wow, that's a bold prediction there, Mike.
Yeah.
Just saw a comment. Ashley Hineker, a great agent on the team, just said Christmas is 2 months from today. Can you believe that? Or 2 months away. I guess not from today, but 2 months away, guys. Are you getting ready for Christmas?
What?
Yes.
It's not even Halloween yet.
I watched the Hallmark Christmas movies. I love those things. And they started last week, a little preview of them.
You know who is, I think, maybe the last person that I think would watch a Hallmark Christmas movie?
Me?
No.
Oh.
Scott.
Walmart. Scott.
Scott's probably,
Are
yeah.
you the last one that would have
Yeah.
I'm probably right there with Scott. If he's number one, I'm probably number two.
It's about love and finding love in the snow with a Christmas tree.
Well, for me,
That's the theme of
Oh,
all
boy.
for me, it's more about where am I going to spend my time? I'm like, I
fishing or
literally watch so little TV because I don't have the time to do it.
Sure.
To be honest
Sure.
with you.
It would be interesting. Maybe anybody watching right now, are you a lot of people cut the cord. A lot of people have cut the cord. A lot of people are just apps. They're just the Netflix, the Paramount. It'd be interesting to see. I find I watch a lot less TV. I think with TikTok, Instagram Reels, we want those 15-second blips. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Versus the hour-long Dateline. Then it's like, are we going to get to this finally? You know what I mean?
Well, when you work so hard, not that it's woe bred or anything, but when you work hard, you just kind of want to veg away, right?
Yeah.
And those movies, because they have the same theme, seem to be upbeat, and I don't have to think about all the stuff going on in the day. So that's
The
kinda why-
Hallmark ones?
Yeah. That's kinda why
Oh, what
Yeah.
what a good spirit.
I'm trying to get you guys into it, but it's not working at all.
Hey, we're going back live on air. Thanks again for all of the comments. Good mornings to everybody. Appreciate wherever you're catching us on social media. Don't hesitate to share any comments, thoughts too. Here we go. We're going live back on CCO. Welcome back to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Hope your weekend's going well, everybody. It is, we were just saying, almost a little more than 2 months away from Christmas time. Hard to believe. And with these market conditions that we've got, Mike, again, I liked your analysis because a lot of people talk about waiting, rates are going to come down, all sorts of reasons why, maybe obviously moving, this time of year, more of the winter, less desired perhaps for a variety of reasons with kids and school and all types of things. But it's interesting, a lot of times buyers can find a good purchase at this time, Mike. As a team, the Minnesota real estate team, we're still seeing solid activity. Every day we have a little kind of a virtual high five. Jay Lynn on our team sends out a kind of a sales board, if you will. And every day I'm seeing 6, 7, 8 accepted purchase agreements. So stuff is happening, Mike.
It is happening. And I'm looking at the median sale price for this week, and it's at $390 is the median sale price here in the Twin Cities. If we go 2 months ago, that number was $403, right? And so is the market like softening? Is the market going down? No, it's just your seasonal, right? That just happens in the winter. We get closer to the fall, into the winter. That's just your seasonal median sale price going down. If you look at this same time last year, we're up 2.6%. So last October versus this October, home values are up 2.6%. So your home is still appreciating, but it's just that seasonal deal. So it's like anyone who didn't get a house in the summer here or the early fall, I mean, the next 3 months, if you're looking for a deal, the next 3 months is your best time in Minnesota for sure to get a deal on a house.
Yeah. And with that being said, every day in my email, I see an agent on the Minnesota real estate team who says, I have a buyer need. I have a pre-approved buyer looking for this price point in this city, in this area. Help. I can't find anything. So, I mean, there's a lot of those people out there. It'd be interesting to know the number of buyers that are in that predicament. If you're listening to the show and that's you, maybe share what you're feeling, because that's frustrating. You would think, hey, you know what, Brad, I'm ready to buy a house now. Let's go. And then you look and there's nothing out there. You can't buy anything. So, I mean, that's the other thing too. We talk about as sellers, you literally can't underprice your home in this current market. What I mean by that is there's such buyer demand that it will bring, the offers will bring the value of your home, through that demand. Brad, frustration wise, not being able to find something.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating because you're ready to buy a home. You've thought about it. You've done the thinking. You've talked to Mike. You're pre-approved. You're ready to go, and then there's nothing out there. It's kind of like a big letdown, right? But that is the real estate market when it's tough like these times right now.
Hey, did you know that you
No.
have an insurance score?
I do.
We turned it around on you, bud.
did.
Tell us about that. So you have to have insurance to have an insurance score.
You do, because part of the majority of the score is based on Mike, right? It's based on the credit score. It's based on how you pay your bills. It's how much credit you have open to the limits that you have. But the other part of it is, do you have a propensity to file a claim for every little thing? Do you, how do you drive? Do you have a driving record that has a lot of incidents like speeds and things like that? So yeah, your insurance score, they can't take into consideration religion, race, income, those kind of things. And since they can't take into consideration income, your credit score is the best indicator they have of how you pay your bills.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And the higher the score, the lower your premiums.
Hey, this is I had kind of a fun text. A listener who was just talking about living at home. This one just said, hey, I am living with my parents still, and I love it. How do you like that? Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Mike. Any thoughts?
If it works for everyone, that's great. I know in a lot of households, either one side or the other is just like, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? But if you have that type of relationship with your parents and everyone's happy and it works, it's awesome, right? I would say that's almost rare, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that is after my wife Kathy and I got married, we were not able to move in to the home, and we were at a little time period where we needed somewhere to live. So I moved in with my dear mother-in-law, Sue, and Jim, my father-in-law, Jim, and absolutely loved it. And I always kind of joked with Sue over the years. She's a great cook. She is so, she's just fun to chat with. My dad, my late father, always loved to call Sue and just say, hello, and Sue loves football. And so I'd love to live with move back in with either Jim and Sue, live with my dear mother down in New Prague. Love to live with mom. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, that's what we have at home. We have one straggler at home out of the four, but the wife makes it so nice for him. She helps him with laundry. She makes him lunch if he's at home and not at school or working, and she does all that stuff. So why would you leave that when you've got all of that, right?
True. Brad, here's a question. So could you go back and live with your parents?
No.
Okay.
When I was 18, I wanted out. You
wanted out
on my own. Yep. I was going to be in the NFL, and I was doing everything, and I was gone. I was not staying at home, but I did come home during the summer. So
yeah, interesting commentary. Again, this question, sometimes we do get this now and then for our VA buyers. Thank you to all of our wonderful vets. Again, what are we seeing for VA buyers, Mike, interest rate wise, offers being accepted in this market? Anything for our vets, Mike?
Yes, absolutely. I love the VA loan. I think the VA home loan is the best loan program out there. If you qualify for it, kudos to you, right? I think it's the best program out there. 0 down, no mortgage insurance. Even if you put 0 down, you don't have to pay any sort of PMI. And the rates on VA loans are typically less as well. So if you're at the top tier credit score right now and you're a VA buyer, even if you do 0 down, you're probably sitting around 5.5 to 5.625 on a 30-year fixed today.
And your insurance agent should ask you, but all the carriers I know have a military vet discount. So make sure you ask it.
How much is that? I mean, annually, would you say, Brad, that discount?
$722.
No.
No, I have no idea.
I mean, is it like a
Typically,
5%
yeah,
discount or
typically a 5
10% discount?
10% discount. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's actually really good to know. One random question I had for existing homeowners: should they be reviewing policies fairly regularly, or is that the job of their agent? In other words, I saw a video the other night, and this was more health insurance related, and it was a parent lamenting a little bit about just, obviously we know the whole discussion with health insurance, but talking about the cost of insurance and feeling almost overinsured a little bit and trying to adjust deductibles and things. With homes, should people be reviewing stuff?
They should always be reviewing every year or every other year. So, I mean, I know my clients, and so I know when we do our next review what we're going to go through and those kind of things. But there are things that happen in life, right? And so those things need to be addressed, and maybe you need to up your life insurance. Maybe you're going to go on Medicare pretty soon. So those are a lot of things.
How about specifically home insurance, though? Isn't there some kind of algorithm that figures out, look, I don't have to figure this out every year, how much I should be doing for insurance?
Well, for home insurance, you basically figure out what the rub in the industry is that you have a sales price and the mortgage company what they need for you to cover, but we want to cover based on replacement value. What it would take if a tornado or fire took it down, what it would take to replace it. And those numbers very rarely meet on the same thing. So if you've done an addition and you don't have that addition on your policy, yeah, that needs to be taken care of. But if you're set and you've got everything and everything's the same, your insurance score, if you're adding burglary coverage and fire detection, the water leak detection, if you're adding those types of things, that can help your insurance score and increase it and lower your premiums.
Yeah, Mike, do you see that a lot? I mean, just home insurance costs when you're looking with borrowers, whether it's with a refinance or even just in the purchase process. It just seems like that insurance cost is something that a lot of buyers don't always think about.
Yeah, they definitely don't always think about it. And I see insurance policy in every single loan we write, right? So I'm seeing, 15 to 25 insurance policies, and what the cost is, based on different price points and stuff. One gentleman who I'm doing a refinance for, his home is roughly a value of about $650. He was paying $560 a month for insurance. And I told him, I said, that feels a little high to me. You might want to check into it. So I know he reached out to his agent and worked with them, and he got that premium dropped down to like $360 and some change. So saved himself a couple $100 there by doing that review and going in there and getting things adjusted for today's world.
That's what I mean is, why wouldn't, for a company, whoever that company is that just the default? It just keeps ratcheting up, and before you know it, everybody's paying $300 too much.
And typically, yes, to answer your question, and what carriers do is they raise the dwelling amount. So how much your home is covered for, right? They raise that by how much your home appreciated that year, so that they're staying with it. They don't ever want to be have you undercovered, right? So they want to continue ratcheting that up. So if you don't pay attention to it, and 6 years down the road, it's gone up by 5% every time, but your home, the replacement cost hasn't, that can be where you have a problem.
Brad, are your dear mother and father still living?
They're down in Orinoco, north of Rochester.
What do you think about moving in?
Mike asked me that, and I don't think so.
No, maybe they're listening.
Too far to drive to come see you guys.
Hey, we're at the halfway point at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. 612-294-6949 is how you can reach us by phone or text. We've got some featured listings to hit on, a few other questions that have come in as well. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. That's interesting. So how much extra was he paying? A few $100 a month?
He was basically paying like $560 a month, roughly somewhere in there, and he got it dropped down. He just emailed me the other day. He's like, spoke to my agent, this snap, blah blah. We got it down. Here's the new premium, and it was like $360 something.
Huh.
So about $200 a month.
And sometimes you have coverage that maybe you don't need, like identity fraud. You bought it somewhere else. You don't need that. That's on there. Sometimes you've got other coverages like sewer and drain that maybe you had 50,000 on it, but you don't need that. You drop it down to 25, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things that you can do to adjust.
Yeah.
Mike, are you seeing, can you think of many buyers? We talked about not being able to find inventory. Can you think of any of your pre-approved buyers that are having trouble finding stuff?
Yeah.
Any thoughts or stories or anyone that you can think of on that
Yeah.
front?
So I mean, the one that comes to mind is one that literally I had these people pre-approved back in March. Been looking since March.
Wow.
And made a couple offers, didn't get them, right? And they're kind of pretty specific in what they're looking for and things like that. And then I haven't heard from them since probably May. And then all of a sudden they reached out to me on Tuesday this week and said, hey, we're going to go look at this place. It looks like it's going to check all of our boxes. And so that was on Tuesday. They're going to go look at it on a Thursday. So they gave me like a 2-day heads up, right? Because if we like this thing, it's like it's go time.
We want to move.
Yeah, we want to get this thing. And so sure enough, they went there Thursday, called me. It's like, yep, checks all the boxes. We're rolling on this thing. And boom, now we're off and running. But they started back in March. They finally got something here where they got an accepted offer in late October.
And you need docs to be within 30 days, 60 days. What do you need those documents to be within?
Yeah. Like pay stubs and stuff like that. Pay stubs, 30 days, and the bank statement 60 days.
So they had to scramble to get stuff to you too.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're retired. So a lot of their income is like Social Security. That's just set. That doesn't change.
Yeah.
Pension set. That doesn't change. They do have like distributions coming from an IRA. So that did change. So that was one thing we updated. But yeah. So you see that.
Yeah.
You see like it might take longer to find it. But, when you find that one, you want to be able to just hit the button and go.
Brad, do you do much in the health insurance world?
No, but I have been. Interesting you say. A company in Seattle heard me on the radio here. I don't know how, but they asked me to get certified with United Healthcare and start selling health insurance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking about doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
I got an insurance question for you. I'm going to bring up when we go live, though.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, but
No.
we're
going to put you on the spot a little
That's
bit.
my philosophy is everything starts with business. So if you get the business insurance and you get the employees and the owners insurance policies, then you do the life policies for everybody and you do the healthcare and all that kind of stuff. It all starts with business and then goes that.
Yeah.
So,
All kinds of insurance, right? We're getting ready to go back live. Hope your weekend's going well, everybody. Still kind of rainy out here, downtown Minneapolis. It is interesting to see, again, a random thought, but we have a team member with a new listing in downtown. More people are downtown, I think, with the work, with Target moving back and a few other companies. I'm just walking to the show. We see more people down here.
And the home price is going up.
Yeah.
Out in the suburbs.
Hey, we're going back live. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome back to the second half of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We appreciate you joining us, everybody. Each week, we like to do a quick O'Neill Foundation of Hope Minute of Hope, sharing a story. This week, I wanted to share a story, and I'll read it to you. It says, imagine suddenly losing sensation in your legs. That's the reality our friend Amber faced almost 2 years ago, a journey that led to the diagnosis of a rare spinal cord stroke. Debilitating condition. Obviously, the emotional and physical toll on her and her family has been immense. She learned there's a new life-changing treatment in Texas. However, surprise, surprise, this treatment is not covered by insurance, creating obviously an additional financial burden for her family. Thanks to our donors' support, the O'Neill Foundation was able to help cover the cost of one of these critical treatments. We're grateful to see Amber experiencing some improvement, and that is why the O'Neill Foundation exists. We help when unexpected hardships hit. We are there to lift up each family in person. Again, wonderful. We met her this week. Such a wonderful person. Met her sister Heidi as well. She's got a strong faith in God, a lot of prayers, support coming from all directions. And so just a really inspiring person. And those are the types of folks that the O'Neill Foundation of Hope helps each week. You can go to o'neillhope.org to learn a little bit more. And one last thing, guys, exciting news. We have someone moving in to the Bob and Kathy O'Neill House of Hope. We have a new single mother who's moving in this week. So a lot of good stuff happening there, guys. Appreciate your support as always.
Congratulations. And did you say stroke in the spine?
Yes. Yeah, very, very rare,
I had never heard of
extremely
that.
rare. She is a lifelong nurse.
Oh.
So she knew something was off, and initially the diagnosis was not correct.
Mm.
And so, but just a really admirable person, has such a strong, just a attitude to improve, to do her best. And so we're sending her family lots of love.
Speaking of moving into a new home, Mike, would you move back with your parents?
Absolutely not. I love my mother, right? Love my mom, super nice, right? But there's no way I could handle that. Love
Come
you, Mom.
on, Mike.
Love you, Mom.
Oh,
Still
Love you,
not
Mom.
moving in with you though.
hey, I'd love to live with my dear mother down in New Prague. It'd be fun. She's got a townhome. Speaking of townhomes, we talk a lot about townhomes. Mom's got a townhome in New Prague. And we know that market, guys, has had some challenges, specifically with the HOA world and rising dues. So as a buyer, know what you're getting into when you're buying. Just understand it. Doesn't mean it's bad. Just look at the health of the board. You get 10 days to review those documents as a buyer. And then insurance, Brad. Maybe talk about what you're seeing from an insurance standpoint, condos and townhomes.
Well, everybody's getting their insurance rates raised. Excuse me. So, what those associations are doing is they're trying to raise their deductibles in order to keep the premiums down, so that they don't have to raise the HOA costs. But what that does to the person that buys the individual condo or townhome is their loss assessment has to be increased then, because they have a portion of that deductible that they have to pay. So everything affects everything.
Mike, what are you seeing financing wise, condos, townhomes? Any struggles, difficulties, anything for people to be aware of?
And if you're getting a loan on there, so the loan has certain requirements, right? Certain insurance requirements that the HOA has to meet in order for you to be able to get a loan on there. And so, to Brad's comment, a lot of associations, to keep the dues down, right? They're changing their deductibles and they're changing some of the insurance stuff on there, so they don't have to raise the HOA dues so much. But then sometimes now that insurance doesn't meet loan requirements, right? So now it's like, well, you can't get a loan on that HOA or in that development because the insurance for the HOA doesn't meet these certain criteria. And then it's like, how do you massage it? Can I increase my personal policy to kind of cover some over here? And each situation is a little bit different. But sometimes there's a solution and we can get there, and sometimes there's not.
Mike, question: do you do many DSCR loans? What are those, and do you do many of them?
DSCR loans, yeah, we do. We actually have DSCR loans in house, which is nice. Debt service coverage ratio is what it is. Think of it like a commercial loan qualification on a residential property. So we look at the building itself to say, okay, what's the payment on the building? So the monthly PITI, and what's the income coming in on the building? As long as the income coming in on the building is the same or greater than what the payment is, boom, you can get a loan on it.
So I used to do as a commercial lender. I used to do that income.
Yep.
We actually, we mentioned last week, but again, for any folks looking for a new job, a new career, any parents trying to help your kids, there was a cool program I saw on. Brad, why are you laughing?
First, you got to move in with your parents.
No.
You're trying to get them out.
Yeah.
Here's a job.
Well, here's the thing is that, and again, Home Depot, regardless of however you feel about Home Depot or they're offering this free course, these free courses for folks in the trades, for people, electrician, plumber, carpenters, contractors. I cannot tell you how much those folks are needed in the Minnesota real estate market. I have a good friend who's done a wonderful job helping me over the years, Mr. Ryan Barris. Ryan is a great guy, great contractor. I think he's a couple months out. A lot of the people that do really nice work are out a couple months. There is, again, if you're looking for something, a change. And Mike, think of all those people. You see the tax returns for all those gals and guys doing those businesses. They can make a lot of money, great income.
If you're a finished carpenter, you can charge basically whatever you want right now, and you will be as busy as you want. You'll make as much money as you want. It's crazy.
How about, I mean, what are you seeing? Electricians, plumbers. I mean, you see the tax returns on that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people, obviously it's, it's working with your body. And I get it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with one of the higher ups of Luminate Bank. Actually, he owns a property out in Colorado, and he said the same thing out there because I have a client looking to build a place out in Colorado that I'm helping with the construction loan and stuff. And I was talking to him. I'm like, it seems like it's taken a really long time for the builder to get bids together and plans and all this stuff, much longer than what I'm used to here in Minnesota. And he's like, that's the way it is out here. He's like, it's so tough to find people to work out here. And so these builders will have to go to, subcontractor to subcontractor to get these bids put together. And it's almost like, hey, if you're available and you're ready to work on a project now, you charge whatever you want because people are sick of waiting and they want to just get it done. And he's like, anyone in the trades out here is just making a killing.
Yeah, something to think about. I know I have some friends who are looking for work, some other folks who are struggling to find a job in their particular career. We've talked a lot about AI and how that is going to change the labor market. But I can say, I mean, from my small viewpoint in the Minnesota real estate market, there is a huge opportunity for any young folks that want to make, are willing to work hard and make a lot of money. Anything trade related, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been going on for probably about 9 years. When I ran for office 9 years ago, the Carpenters Union was begging for new people to get into the trades. They're like, please, anybody, if you know anybody. And the representative that walked us around into this building that taught them how to do everything. They allowed you to frame up a wall. They allowed you to do the plumbing and all that kind of stuff. They were saying that this is going to really be a need, and obviously the income's going to go up as long as there's need. So.
Hey, before the break, just wanted to touch on, we've got a couple listings here with the Minnesota real estate team. Fong Cow has one in Victoria, 9727 Bridal Way, listing in Victoria for $655. A very motivated seller. Fong says he's doing an open today and tomorrow, 1 to 3. There's a gourmet kitchen, got quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, open floor plan, mudroom, fireplace, main floor study. There's a very nice primary suite with a freestanding tub and walk-in closet and a walkout basement ready for your custom finishes. That's in Victoria, 9727 Bridal Way in Victoria, Mike, for $655.
Fun fact here, and I don't know what it is, if it's a new fad, but literally I think I've done 6 loans for properties in the city of Victoria in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And so I think people love Victoria. I think it's one of those areas that people just want to be in. And it's like, as soon as a house goes up, it seems to go quick, because literally it's been like the number one city I've been doing loans in for the last 2 months. It's crazy.
Hey, one other one to hit on. My friend, Mr. John Love, down in New Prague, has a great listing. The address on this one is 707 Chalupsky Avenue, Southeast in New Prague for $459,900. This is a quality built one owner home. It has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a very functional layout. John said the 3 bedrooms are located on the one level, a spacious owner's suite with a private bath, again, featuring a separate tub and shower. Kitchen has custom cabinetry, center island, ample counter space, and then the oversized 3-car garage is finished, heated, provides substantial space for vehicles and storage. Lastly, John just said there's a lot of updates within the past 3 years: new roof, water heater, water softener, as well as stainless steel kitchen appliances. Check that one out. A very nice listing, 707 Chalupsky Avenue Southeast, down in New Prague, $459,900. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show.
Can you spell Chalupsky?
Do you like my spelling?
Chalupsky.
Chalupsky. Last week was, we were talking, we had an Iron Range caller and texter and names. So we were talking a little bit about names. And so this week, yeah, Chalupsky. Do you got that spelling or that pronunciation, guys?
I like that. It's fun to say. It's fun to like. Bundle, it's kind of like Bundle-Ruski, but Chalupsky or whatever.
Brad, what do you think? Scores? Anything else with the scores people should be aware of?
Reach out. Every carrier has their own scoring system, which makes it even more fun. So reach out to your agent and find out how you can increase your score to potentially reduce your premiums.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the information I'm hearing for the insurance, you updated mortgage, the insurance journal was saying that a lot of carriers have made up their losses, so we should see rates start to come back
Oh,
up.
nice.
Yep.
Good.
So
Good.
And is the score unique to the company? Like, is it unique to
yes, because of all the
farmers,
factors, right?
State Farm, whoever?
What is State Farm? What's their major factor of you driving? Is it incidents? Is it accidents?
I
What is
see.
it? And so each carrier places an importance on that, which changes their score.
So there isn't a standard.
There isn't a standard.
Oh,
No.
Interesting.
We should do that though, right?
Internal stat.
No.
Because with mortgage, that's not, you think about credit, there's like this national standard for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's not lender specific. You may have lender specific guidelines.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. But yeah, there's 3 credit bureaus. You're gonna, when you pull the 3 scores, it's like whether I pull Brad's credit or if you're a lender, you know, ABC Mortgage, and you pull his credit. When we pull credit on Brad, it's going to come up the same,
Right.
Because it's the same coming from this. It's the same info from the same bureaus. So
And that's a tri-merged, right? So it's
Yeah.
all 3. So
yeah, it's all 3.
Brad, how old is is it your son living with you?
Yeah, 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what if he continued living with you?
Well, you know, I give him a hard time, but I mean, he's
I give him a hard time.
because he's a Bears fan like his mother, and I'm a Vikings fan. So when my Vikes didn't do very well on Thursday, he was asking me how the game was, and
Oh no.
we'll see how the Bears do. But you know what? Giving your kids that extra help to get them set out in life right is, you know, now don't be careless like Brad and just go, you know, get out there and make sure you do it the right way. So,
Nice work,
get them
Dad.
set up. Yeah.
What is he interested in? School, work wise, or what is he?
He's going to be a chemistry teacher.
Wow. So bright.
Yeah, either that or he's going to make drugs. One or the other.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah, that chemistry teacher.
What was that? Breaking Bad?
Breaking. Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Let's hope he doesn't break bad.
Right. Don't have room for the RV in the driveway.
Breaking Brad
Yes.
turns into Breaking Brad at that point.
We appreciate you joining us wherever you're catching us on social media. We've got again just a couple months left before the end of the year here, Mike. How has this
Crazy.
year been for you, transaction wise, compared to last year?
Been a good year. We're
Up?
up. We're up a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
up a little bit this year. And a lot of people are expecting 2026 to like exponentially increase over this year. Like there's a lot of people, even like Lennar and things like that.
Yeah.
You can tell like they're ramping up for a big 2026 spring. So
We're going back live on air. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome back to the final segment of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We appreciate you joining us. We got Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance, with us in studio. And we've got a question that says, does the first-time home buyer down payment assistance still exist? Think it was $18,000 under Biden. Mike, any thoughts on that?
there's no federal like tax grant or anything like that happens. Like there was back in the day when the crash happened, if you were a first-time home buyer, you could get a tax credit of like $8,000, which means that if you owed the IRS $8,000 at the end of the year for income taxes, you would get this tax credit for buying your first home that year, and they would give you a credit of $8,000. So now you owe the IRS nothing. So that lasted for a couple of years. They were hoping that it was going to spark more first-time home buyers to get out there and buy a home. Stats showed it didn't. So they literally only did it for 2 years. Stats are showing it's not doing what they wanted it to do, so they got rid of it. Is there still down payment assistance out there? Yeah, there's down payment assistance. Minnesota, the state of Minnesota has a program. Some counties have programs. Some cities have programs. They all have their own criteria, right? They all have their own income levels you got to meet. They got credit score requirements, debt to income ratio requirements, all this stuff, and they're all a little bit different. So there's plenty of them out there. Just depends on what box you fit in.
Mike, you guys are a bank, Luminate Bank. Do you know what your savings account? Aren't you guys still paying a pretty high amount on savings with Luminate locally?
Yep, I think we're still paying out, I think 3.79, I believe, APY on our savings account, and our checking account, I believe, is still at 2.05.
Yeah.
So we're still paying out pretty good on checking and savings.
Yeah, no, a
accounts.
lot of people that have used that, the listeners of the show who have reached out to Luminate Bank to use that option. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's it's a great place if you want your money to be liquid, but actually like somewhat grow a little bit for it sitting there. I mean, it's a nice spot to put it.
And those first-time homebuyer assistants, they have strings on them, don't they? Don't you have to owe that at the end when you sell, or
Some you have to pay back. Some you pay back when the house sells or when you move out of the house and make it an investment property. Some are forgiven, so you got to live there a certain amount of time, and then it's forgiven. Right. So again, each one will work differently. There's not one blanket thing out there that covers all of them. So the only way a loan officer is going to be able to tell you which one you're eligible for, or which ones you're eligible for, and how they work is you get an app filled out, and then we got to see which boxes you fit in.
if you're buying a home with your parents, do all of you qualify for the loan?
You're buying your home
With your parents.
With
so
With
your
the
parents-
income,
parents,
if you're
yeah.
using the income.
if you're using the income, then yeah, you all got to go on the loan.
Brad, last thoughts about that insurance score. You said actually reach out to your insurance provider, find out what your score is and what you can do to improve it.
Yeah, absolutely. They having a conversation with your agent and understanding what you can do specifically to your home. And the insurance score is primarily for your home and for your auto. It isn't for life or health or anything like that. But the score is basically there to help assess the risk that the insurance company has insuring you. So if you want to mitigate that, you would want to make sure you talk to your agent. And I'm just going to keep talking so you can't ask me a question.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you this question real quick. Okay, so let me set the stage. I'm talking to my neighbor. They have a cedar shake roof. It's 20 years old, right? And she mentioned that it's tougher for her to find insurance. And she's like, when I need a new roof, I don't care if I get a cedar shake roof. I'm happy to put like a regular asphalt shingle on or something like that. And she's like, do you know, like, can they write the policy to say something like that? Like, you don't have to replace the cedar shakes. You can just do asphalt. Or do they only write policies where they're going to replace what the existing roof is made out of?
They write policies for the replacement value of replacing that roof. That does not mean you have to replace it with the wood shakes. With the new, my understanding of the new law that passed in Minnesota is that the carrier owes you for the replacement of that roof. How you use it to do your roof is how you do it.
Okay.
So
Hey,
that's a costly roof.
sorry, Josh has got a question here too. A text that came in as well. Josh, what do we got?
Yeah, real quick. This question's it's I'm not gonna say it's iffy, but it's I feel like it's not. Hopefully, it's not counterproductive for you guys. Is there a way to get our property appraised for estate planning purposes without triggering calls from realtors wanting to list the property?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Mike, your thoughts on that from a real estate standpoint, we as agents don't, there isn't kind of a magic list that will then say, oh my gosh, they're thinking of this, I'm going to call them. Mike, from a lending standpoint, you can maybe talk through that.
So you're trying to get a valuation for estate planning,
Yes.
right? There's a state there.
Yep.
If you go online and you type in like this, I'm going to go here, and you start filling your information on a line, that's going to trigger a bunch of calls and stuff like that.
If you reach out,
reach out,
reach
right?
out to someone.
But if you get that personal referral and reach out to an individual real estate agent that someone knows and trusts, maybe you know and trust them, or maybe your friend knows and trusts this real estate agent, call them directly, right? And work with them. That won't trigger all these calls to happen because you're going directly to them. And that would be my, recommendation.
Yeah,
for that.
and that's what we do. That's what the Minnesota real estate team does. There is very low to no sales pitch at all. So wherever you are listening to this, whether you are in Orinoco, Brad, or whether you're up north in the Iron Range, we have agents literally all over the state of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. We're happy to give you a market analysis. And we promise there's no strings attached. We're not going to be continuing to call you or whatever. If you just need help, reach out. That's why we're here. That's why we do the show. It's a really good question. And I appreciate you asking that.
And just to be clear, to clear up something else, insurance agents do not receive 80% of the premium. I've been seeing these things on Instagram that you are paying way too much. No, carriers have dropped how much we make. We make less than 9% now on everything. So,
hey, last quick thoughts, Brad, for people who want to reach out to you.
You can reach me on the MinnesotaRealEstateShow.com. You can call me at my office, 651-690-2076.
Great job, young man. Great job. Mike, last thoughts, buddy?
Hey, don't if the timing is right, don't wait. Don't wait for rates to go down to a certain level, because I personally don't think they're going to drop and get to the 5s or the high 4s or the 4.5s anytime soon. I think we're going to be hanging around where we're at right now for a while. So if the right opportunity comes up, don't hesitate to make a move. Don't be waiting out there and missing the boat on a good opportunity.
Get out of your parents' basement.
Encourage you to reach out to Mike Overson, Luminate Bank. And the last thought here is, again, Christmas is 2 months away. Holiday season's 2 months away. The O'Neill brothers are getting the band back together. You can go to pianobrothers.com. We're doing 2 charity concerts for the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. We sing, we play, dueling pianos, lots of other instrumentalists. They're fun. Again, pianobrothers.com. Everything for the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. Take care.
You gonna close us out by singing?
Yeah, let's do
just
some
go
singing.
ahead.
I think you should, Brad. That would be so
No.
nice.
You don't mind if we
Mizzou.
sing.
You could
Mizzou.
bring a little synthesizer keyboard and maybe
We-
play some outro music.
We
Like,
should.
place a little.
Josh could hook us up. Right, Josh?
I bring a kazoo. I can
Bring
play
it
that.
back through.
That's what I get paid for. Hey, it's been fun. Good show, guys.
Good show, Ryan.
Good seeing you guys.
Good seeing you. We appreciate it. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. Insurance Score.